he says, "Oh man, Monday nights." He says, "I can't make it Monday. I got time to look at the freaking."
Here, I'll let you pick.
I've barely. I don't know how many times that I can almost never catch it. Not like that was. No, there's a guy. They're definitely shiny. They're not gonna tarn. He's a young black guy. Comes out there. Guys is old. Limited experience with the way I fish. You know. That's what it can't be black and sharks. I mean, that's primary colors. But
Yeah,
I could get one of these long.
hang on here. You get a V10.
Yeah,
That'll work just as well. It'll just pin down straight on you if you get a big old 40-pounder on the end of it.
it's all about drag. Yeah.
All right.
I had a good friend of mine, big bass fisherman. He's been catching fish so big, he already broke 2 rods this year.
Really?
Because he switched to fluorocarbon. No stretch.
Yeah.
All right, y'all ready to tie?
All right, y'all ready? All right. Tonight we're gonna do a redfish fly that I don't know what it would be called. It's just whatever. And if we have time and y'all have the desire, we can do a Boogie Man. It's an articulated trout fly, kind of like in the same vein as the Fluken Zombie that we did a while back, except it's different. And I would use it for garfish. We do have some guests, Skylar and Billy. So thank y'all for coming, and I hope y'all have a good time. Welcome. Yeah. So let's get started. So throw your hook in a vise. This is a Gamakatsu SL12S. I think that's what everyone, or most everyone, got until I ran out of them. It's the my favorite saltwater hook, one up. So just start your thread. And we're gonna tie the dumbbell eye, maybe like I don't know, like if you line it up with it on at the end of the eye there, then turn it sideways. You know, where you have like maybe, I don't know, a little less than a 1/4 inch between that and the hook eye. And tie it on top of the shank where it'll ride hook point up.
Length of the shank, Ken, to start, or just beginning to tie on your eyes?
We'll go to the back.
Okay, but yeah, just tying on eyes to start.
Yeah, yeah. And once you get your eyes in, just run all the way to the back, to the curve of the hook. You don't have your vise catch?
Yeah, we got a spare vise. We do.
We do, but we couldn't get it working tonight.
We typically do, yeah.
All right. So if,
You were supposed to bring this green. I have one here. The club needs one. I've got like a 22-inch. Maybe it's not big. Easy to see.
We're having technical difficulties.
all right, so once you get your thread to the back, get to your tail material. And kind of, yeah, back to kind of where it just starts to curve
Yeah, back to the bar one way and then switch.
to the barb, yeah, through the barb. And make the tail about yay long. I don't know, 2 inches, something like that. Got it. So just lay that on and tie it down. It is called SF Flash Blend.
Yeah, look how cool that stuff is. Looks like deer hair, but it's synthetic.
It does. It reminds me of pigtails.
Yeah.
And after you get that on, go to the back, and we're going to
We're just trimming that off.
Alright, so thread base to the back, tie in the tail.
yeah, tie in the tail. Then get your piece of polar chenille. That's this webby chenille piece. And just tie it on in the back, but don't wrap it. I got that. Then take your thread and make you a dubbing loop if you want to make a dubbing loop, or just pull it down and dub it. You don't, this is just kind of a, just to make the fly more entertaining to tie than a necessity, because it's otherwise very simple. So get your little dubbing loop, and then you should have a clump of the dubbing material here, and spread it around in your dubbing loop and spin it.
So we're just doing a little bit, you know.
As much as you would like.
Yeah.
Just make the first 2 wraps.
So once you got your dubbing done, just wrap it around the shank and go all the way up to right behind the eye.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, what try on these? I bought this one like 4 months. Yeah. Yeah, that was the first time I'm trying it out. I was thinking about the gloves. We don't have them.
It's dubbing loop.
But this goes
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead and put that on. Yeah.
So we're just gonna dub up the body, just
Yep. Yep.
as far as we feel like it.
Up to right behind the eyes where I do it. So your thread, if you're caught up with the dubbing loop and wrapping it, right now you'll have your Polish chenille. It's going to be way in the back, and your thread should be right behind your eyes. Everyone with me, or
You can, don't worry about it. One, two, and make sure you have something.
you good, Robinson? You got a hook in the vise yet? then get your legs, and the way I do it, there's a lot of different ways to do it, is I take the strand and fold it over the thread, like so, evenly. So you have it, you know, where it'll slide like that. Then line it up and just give it a 2 little wraps. No, on each side of it, and then do the same thing on the other side. Right behind the eye. I did a loop on mine. Yeah, either way, it's fine.
No, it's not centipede legs. It's
Everyone got their legs in?
yeah, it's just a bar. Yeah.
No, use one leg for each side. One long piece for both sides. You'll have four legs, Randy.
Come out recently.
Is that how you have it?
I like it there.
Yeah, well, we'll trim them at the end to the length of the fly.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I use.
Where did the legs come out of?
Huh? You need a leg?
No. But I was just curious what these were.
Oh, I don't know if I have the package anymore.
Okay. Well, the difference was they were round. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So, yeah, these I bought here today.
Right.
Shrimp.
Those I had from
I mean, it looks just like.
All right, and then take the polar chenille, and you want to kind of get it to where when you wrap it, the fibers are all aimed towards the rear of the fly. You know, each time you make a wrap around, brush everything backwards, and you're going to go up towards the eyes, and just be, as you go, kind of tease these little fibers all out because you want it to be real bushy. You have to be careful with all the legs dangling here. They try to get all
We're going all the way to the.
behind the eye. So when you get up close to the legs, you can kind of work it like well, if you do it this way, then you can kind of like work around the leg, and the leg will be like in the body coming out, and it looks much more professional. How's that sound?
I like it. I would say professional. So we're gonna wrap around that.
You can. No, they're still out of the front up here, like where you tied them in. But the way you can kind of weave the chenille around it, it'll make it look like they're kind of in the body. That's kind of tyer's choice there. You can go around the head if you want, kind of like make a, you can kind of, you know, go make like kind of a figure 8 with it, and then tie it off right there in front of the eye.
Yeah.
That's how I did this one I'm doing right now. And if you do it that way, you'll have to then trim up the mess that you end up with right here. Then to finish it up, just build up a little head. Waste as much thread as you feel is necessary to. These hooks are sharp. Finish it. Thread on it. Then I like to take the legs and just kind of trim them to a length that's kind of suitable for the fly. If I could screw my legs out.
So you want them about, this 3/4 way back.
Yep. It's connected with a piece of mono. I use this stuff. It's really intended for trout fishing, but I use it to catch garfish. So this pattern's called a Boogie Man. It's a Kelly Galloup fly. Huh? Trout, like brown trout.
Throw a speckled trout.
Yeah. I've caught speckled trout on this stuff.
They're both the same size.
Green trout will get it. So start your thread and go all the way to the back. And what's good about this fly pattern in particular is it uses, I would say mallard flank feathers, but I think these are wood ducks that my buddy got me. But it uses a wood duck feather or a mallard flank feather on the top of it to kind of give it a fishy, sculpin looking thing on the top. So ideally what you want is to, in your Ziploc bag, you should have the duck feathers. So if you take one of them and kind of lay it, we're not tying it in yet, but we're gonna tie it in at the front by the eye of the hook at the last step. But lay it up there, and you want your marabou, you kind of want that feather to come almost to the marabou.
Okay, so the length of the marabou should be just about the length of the mallard feather of length.
Yeah,
Okay.
here I'll demonstrate. So if you got your it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be exact, but just pretty close. You don't, if you want to tie it kind of like so, where it'll be about that. No. The duck feather will get tied on last, so don't just set it aside.
So what you wanted about the equal length, or you want it kind of?
You want it to be, the marabou, just to be a little bit longer than what the duck feather's going to be. You're going to tie it in on the back of the hook. Yeah. So tie that in. where you have a nice marabou tail. See how it's gonna work out on the length.
Did you tie the marabou all the way to the?
I did. You don't have to. You can do it however you want to do it.
But I mean, we're tying it all.
Yeah, yeah. You could palmer it around the hook, or then run your thread all the way to the back again and tie in a piece of chenille. And one of these schloppen feathers. Unzip it, and you're going to tie the stem in the back here. All we're doing is making a woolly booger out of this tail, except at the very last step we're going to tie a duck feather on the top of it. Yes. So once you got those two materials, your chenille and your feather tip tied in, then just go ahead and wrap your chenille around the shank all the way up to the eye and tie it off. We'll do that last.
By the tip to the feather.
I don't know. Or I do every now and then. Then take your schloppen. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Take the chenille all the way to the front, tie it off, wrap it around, palmer it, wrap it, whatever you want to call it. And then once you tie that off by the eye, then you go grab your schloppen feather and palmer it forward. What kind of wrapping you talking about?
Yes, counter wrap.
Oh.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, counter wrap it.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna hold
No, I put it on top.
any material there. Yeah. Yeah, wrap
Yes.
it all the way to the eye.
Yeah, and tie it off.
Tie it off. Before you do your slot.
Trim off that excess.
We can check it out real quick and see where.
So once you get your schloppen palmered and tied off, then you'll get your one duck feather. And you want to take your palmered schloppen and on the top of the fly kind of part it evenly on both sides so that you can lay this duck feather right on the top. tie wool heads instead of that's this was that bruiser dub stuff, and this was wool, and I kind of like the way the wool ties up on it. That was just some wool I had with a that New Zealand strike indicator. It's exactly what that is. Yeah, it's what it is.
Feather over the top at the end.
Yeah, right over. Just part the Schlappen Chris on the top and then lay it over top. Everyone figure out the duck feather. If you go like 2 wraps on it and then kind of bend the little quill up a little bit, then go in front of the quill a couple wraps, it'll help secure it a little better or it won't slip out. You can give some super glue anywhere.
Something like that, very similar.
Really? Uh-huh. On the articulated one or just a... Oh, like that. Okay, yeah.
It's about half that size.
Okay.
And then the smaller hook.
Mm-hmm. All right, so once you got that all whip finished, take it out of the vise and put the other hook in the vise and start your thread wrapping. You'll go back about halfway down the shank, then come back forward. So we're going to tie the dumbbell eye in. This fly does not, it rides hook point down. So you're going to start tying the dumbbell in on the top of the hook shank, and you're going to give enough wraps to get it secure, and then we're going to flip it around to the other side of the hook shank. And we want to be, if you, kind of like on the redfish fly, if you line it up with the eye of the hook and then turn it about a 1/4 inch back from the hook eye. So give it a couple of wraps to hold it on top. And then twist it around underneath. Yes. And once you get the eye in, then go on back to the end of the hook. If you were here for the Flugen Zombie, you'll remember this step. We're going to now take the piece of the 30-pound thread, mono. Y'all with me? You rotate it, yeah, flip it around under. Get it secured tight. And then run your thread to the back. It's about the barb on the hook. Yeah. Okay.
It's whoever was right here. We're doing blindfold technique.
Yeah, just lay it right on the top, and then yes.
It's everything I wanted it to be. I'm glad it's sharp.
So you want to wrap that tight when you do the mono. Yeah.
Here before I worked here.
Yeah, you can take the thread and lay it right across the top of the shank there and tie it, lash it down. Just start at the back at the bend and go forward to right behind the, just short of the eye, and keep it pretty tight.
Okay, single strand though.
Yes.
More than likely what happened is someone nobody knows where
Thread base to the bend before you put that on.
Yeah, go to the back and then lay it down and go forward and back. Got it?
That's what I was figuring.
What mono you said that was?
30.
30?
Green glue is always
Yeah. Just a big game, trialing. What I'll do, we'll just, yeah, we'll go back down and just tie it back. Same way again. No, not really. Like you're talking about in the back, let's leave it as a little curve back there. And then the back will wiggle around enough. Have you ever done this for trout fishing? Like fished articulated flies?
Alright. Y'all can take those out whenever y'all do.
Mm-hmm. I've never trout fished it.
Most of the time, 95% of the time, I'm trout fishing, I'm fishing dry flies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, because
for like Dublin brush. Looks like the one I got at the house.
You just connect any beads.
No beads.
Christmas tree flies and other kind of, junk flies, like I call them, and catching, 150 fish. I'll be throwing elk and caddis.
Yeah.
There's one that Jeff Garrett created that's great up there. It's called the AW Merger.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, it's a great fly. It just, you can see them.
All right. So once, if you've made it to the point of tying down the mono, then you'll loop your back fly. You'll just thread it onto the mono. Make sure you do it in the direction that it lines up properly with the front hook, not upside down. Here's an example of kind of like maybe like the distance between the two hooks.
Tying these underneath, I can. Tying these on the gape side.
The eyes?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Except I do it too. You're confusing me doing it that way.
What, gape side?
No, I would flip it around the other way. Yeah, and then just rotate it around once I tied it on the top. So once you get the rear one
I was about to tell you, like, you probably should pull down more, but then probably
looped on, then tie down the mono to the front, just like you did when you initially tied it. Yeah, on the top. Make sure you tie it tight, and you can put a drop of super glue on it or head cement to help secure. I've only had one of these flies actually separate on me, and I was hung up on a log and I was actually trying to just break the leader, and it broke the fly instead. So. Now, once you get the mono all tied in and get the rear portion of the fly all hooked up, go back to the back of the hook again and tie in your piece of chenille and your schlappen feather. Just like we did on the back, we're going to repeat the exact same step. You know, no marabou on the back.
Why did you go up on the top?
My name is Matt Brooks.
Kind of like right behind, about an 1/8 inch behind the eye, probably.
I've never gotten a chance to meet you before.
You don't, yeah, I mean, it really just needs to be enough of it to where it's not going to come, you know, where you get enough bite down on it where it's not going to come off.
Sure. Interested? Huh? Yeah, for like 4 years. Yeah. You were already in Alexandria when I took over for Ian.
Same thing, tie in the tip, yeah. This whole next step of the chenille and the feather is exactly the same as the rear hook. So just take it all the way up to right behind the eye and tie it off.
And then you wrap it again.
See tied right behind the eye?
Yeah. Yeah, behind the eyeball, yeah.
I know, you drop hooks on this fool, you'll never find it.
Unless you take your shoes off, then you will.
Pretty good fit. How much snow do you use? Just light dust. It was cold.
Yes. Yes.
Same way.
Right. And then you'll take it and part the top of the schlappen on the top of the hook and lay your duck feather on top of that where it goes back and kind of meets up with the rear.
That's all that matters, right?
No, because we got to do the head.
Yeah, behind the eyes. Can't believe I almost lost this thread. I grabbed 8 off thread. It's like, man, that's not one fit, you know? You don't want to
So once you get
Small profile.
that's what I was saying. Yeah. Kind of gotten a touch for thread. I've broken so many of them. Now I've got kind of a first started, man, I was popping. I must have popped the thread 10 times every fly. You know, until I learned about tension. You know.
We are putting a wool head on this thing.
So we tie it, slide it, cut it.
So for this step, I'm gonna put a clump of wool on every table and it'll pull out what you need. No, the mallard feather goes on now.
Yeah, you're gonna tie it in the back.
Well, you might need the whole one.
All right, is anyone to the head building part? You got your feather on, Randy? So if you get a little piece of wool, that's right here. So the way, in the end, what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up tying 3 clumps on the top and 3 clumps on the bottom, but we're gonna do top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. So get you a piece of wool about like so, maybe like an inch long. And what you're gonna do is lay this piece right behind the eye, like where it's centered, right behind the eye. And then make a wrap right around the top of it. And then make a second wrap and pull it tight. And you'll end up with like this little kind of V shape
Behind the eye.
behind the eye. And then take the part of the V that's towards the front, fold it backwards, and make 2 wraps in front of it. And that'll be enough to hold it for you. Well, you're going to tie this first clump on the top, then we're going to rotate it and tie a clump on the bottom right under it. So if you got the top one done, then rotate your vise if you have a rotating vise. And we're building up a head that we will trim up at the end. And this is going to be the exact same thing, just give it one wrap around, and the second one pull it tight, then pull it all backwards and give it like 2 wraps in front. Flip it back around. Now we're still, now we've done a clump on the top behind the eye, a clump on the bottom behind the eye. Now we're going to do another clump on the top behind the eye. I've never tied with this stuff. Yeah, I use like the rule I used the other night was that New Zealand strike indicator rule.
Oh yeah. I like Mark and Sale talking about it too.
Oh, yeah.
He's a rule guy. I was sitting in his fly shop one day. You know, Mark.
Yeah, you can go back and do one more.
Young, fresh. Let's do it.
Yeah, that was sick.
So we going in front of the eye on this or the back again?
Back. The
Back.
two on top on the back, two on bottom in the back, and the last on top and bottom will be in front of the eye.
I just didn't watch it.
You're gonna trim it, and it's just
It is, like you were just using.
Right, yeah, so you'll have two clumps on top, two clumps on bottom, both of them tied in behind the eye. Yes. And then the final clump on top and the final clump on bottom will be in front of the eye. Like exact same, yeah.
So it's how many clumps behind? It's the
Two behind the eye on top, two behind the eye on bottom, and then the third will be in front of the eye.
Ken, where'd you get the gel?
What, the glue? I don't know. Like
I've been using Gorilla, but
Uh-huh.
it's not gel.
probably like
Gel's a nice thing.
probably
I know.
Tractor Supply or something left by the house.
Like I've gotten
Did without gel.
I've gotten to the point to where like if it doesn't have this, like to where you can squeeze, I don't use it. Like that's like I'm sorry, the other stuff. Exactly. You pay a little bit more for it, but I think I got a year out of my last one. I mean, it's good for glue. It sucks. They ask me what glue I use. I'm like, not the one I sell. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. It does.
So at this point, depending on where you ended up, like I still have a little bit of space, so I'm going to put one more clump on top of mine. But it just depends on where your eyes were positioned on your hook. Then whip finish it.
Looks cool without it trimmed. It's gonna be a Boogie Man.
They got
I mean, Bluetooth. We did Game Changers.
So once you get all that done and you get it whip finished, then you get to pull out the scissors and risk running the whole fly, giving it a trim to make it look like a sculpin head.
Yeah, I emailed him. It's taking like 4 days. I was like, I'm not gonna
It's like an accomplishment. Myself for not breaking the thread. That's like a record for me. Is that what it is? Hey, it wasn't by choice. Poor choice, that's what it was. It was by poor choice.
Head sticking out.
Is that good?
Yep.
Oh, we got trim.
Yeah, you gotta trim it. Oh, you can leave it
like that.
wild and woolly too. Like earth.
Right now, pretty small.
Here's how I did this one.
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of small.
Is that Corey?
Yes, I was thinking bass on that. I was thinking bass.
Okay.
You think bass will make that? Yeah, he caught my finger about 5 times.